Hello, welcome back to A Course in Miracles, and thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel, or if you're joining me from Enlightened World Network's YouTube channel, thank you for tuning in from there. All right, so today we're going to talk about what we need and what we want in the world versus what we really need and really want. Yeah, we're talking about needs and wants today. The lesson for the backdrop to this is lesson 251 in the workbook for students. So we've come a long way in this process. And lesson 251 says, I am in need of nothing but the truth. All right. Yeah, let's think about this one. I am in need of nothing but the truth. We've seen in prior lessons that above all else, I want to see, I want the peace of God. We have been specifically instructed and reminded that's really what we're seeking. It's really what we want, is the peace of God. And when we reach a point in our journey where that's all that we want, then at that point, we're really going to make some rapid progress toward that. In other words, we're allowing it to dawn as it is, and we're allowing that to become our experience. Actually is our experience. We're allowing ourselves to feel, to experience that. It's a huge deal. And naturally, it stands in 180-degree contrast to what we think we want here in the world. What we think we want is completely wrapped up, when you really think about it, with the comfort of this thing, the communication mechanism that you've given to the Holy Spirit for his purposes only, right? 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 Yeah. Everything that we say that we want in this world has to do with the comfort and the temporary preservation, because preservation of the physical body, haha, right? It's temporary. We're talking food, clothing, shelter, fancy cars, nice houses. And there's nothing wrong with obtaining these things in the world. So let's not get that wrong here. There are too many people that are on the spiritual path that are suffering from abject poverty needlessly. I'm not saying don't want money. Yeah, it buys you things, you need it. Okay? Like you didn't know, right? You need shelter. You need clothing and food. Hey, Cindy and I are about ready to buy another house. So yeah, these things matter in the world, but are they really what you truly deep down need and want? And when you think about it, the answer to that can't help but be no. As long as you're being honest with yourself. So that's a question only you can really answer, isn't it? Isn't that interesting? That's really what it all comes down to, is, are you deceiving yourself on the path? Because you might fool other people. I mean, maybe they're not paying that much attention to you, right? So effort spent trying to please somebody and look good might actually be really wasted, because they've got their own shit to deal with. Not just like you've got your own shit to deal with, yeah? And what someone else appears to be doing on the path, or what building they're attending, or which yoga class they're attending, what their practice looks like, really, it's up to them. Because we've all got to be honest with ourselves. Only we can make the decisions moment to moment. There's only one decision to make, and that's love or fear, God or the ego, light or dark, joy or suffering. When we recognize the truth of lesson 251, that I'm in need of nothing but the truth, then we are getting out of our own way. Each and every single one of these ideas is an exercise in getting out of our own way, in setting the ego aside and allowing the Holy Spirit to step in and run the show. If you're doing the course with Jesus as your teacher, allowing Jesus to step in and run the show, which he's happy to do. Yeah. So recognizing this is huge. At some point in your spiritual journey, you will have this realization. I know you will. How do I know? I just do. You know too. So if I know, you know, right? Right. It's all going to happen. The question is, how long will you delay this? Should you wish, it is fully within your power to put it off until the next lifetime. I mean, literally, let's say this thing of yours is around for another 40 to 50 years, let's just say. You could waste all of that if you wanted to. And you know what? Nobody would be able to stop you from doing that. So the question is, how much have you practiced? How much have you allowed ideas such as lesson 251 to permeate your entire being? That's the point. That's the point of spiritual practice, is a complete reorientation. How do we have vision? How do we acquire things? Well, we're not really acquiring anything. How do we have these experiences? Well, we work on getting out of our own way. It looks like we've acquired something. It looks like we've acquired what we call a gift or a realization or something. However, the gift is life itself, and it's always been there for us. We simply have to get out of our own way and allow this full-on, complete, constant, all-encompassing experience. In many spiritual traditions, call it God, right? You may call it the universe, you may call it source, spirit, your higher self, whatever you call this, they're just words. What we're talking about is the experience of truth, and your overt statement that that's all, that truth is all you need, which is really good because it's all there is. We spend a lot of time in the world wanting nothing, striving for nothing, literally nothing. So isn't it time to strive for something real? One day, whether it's today or tomorrow or 1,000 years from now, you will answer yes. And when you do, I know you're going to be happy about it. I'll be happy about it. Be seeing you.